Hey guys, it is Jess with WatchKittyShrink, and I'm here with my week 2 regain update. I'm going to jump into the numbers, but first I want to say I'm really pumped about these numbers. Very excited, but I'm not expecting this to be my numbers all the time. To be honest, what I was really hoping for is like 1 pound of loss a week. So if that's what happens next week, I will still be very excited. I have a lot to talk about as far as my regain and kind of my mentality on it. But first, let's just jump right into the numbers. I'm 33 years old. I had a weight loss surgery in August of 2016. Here's how my numbers go. My highest weight ever was in April of 2016, and it was 285.0. By the time I had weight loss surgery in August of that year, I weighed 255.4. The lowest I ever got was 140. But my normal maintenance range was about 145. It was like 143 to 145, but I've pretty much seen 145 for almost 2 years. I've already explained what happened with my regain and all that, but on week 1 regain, I weighed 176.8. This morning, I weighed 170.4. So that is a loss this week of 6.4 pounds. I'm really pumped about that. My total regain amount was 31.8 pounds, and now we are down to 25.4 pounds of regain. I am so pumped about that 6 pound loss. The one thing I want to say is that I'm not a rookie at this. I've been around the weight loss block more times than I can count. I know that most of that is water weight, but I am my own worst critic in that no matter what good thing I do, I will try to diminish it and be like, oh, well, you know, and that's what I've been doing on Instagram all week. As the numbers have been climbing down, I've been like, yeah, I'm excited, but I know it's just water weight. And one of my friends sent me a message and she was like, okay, so it's water weight. But if you wasn't putting in the work, you wouldn't be losing it, water weight or otherwise. And that really hit me because that's true. I try to, you know, act like it's not a big deal, but I'm really proud of this. I've worked really hard this week. And even if it is all just water weight, who cares? Because that number's been on the scale for like, gosh, since October of 2019. So if I wasn't doing something, the water weight would just stay there. So I'm trying to do better. I am not a confident person in general. So it's very difficult for me to be like, okay, I'm doing something good. I should be proud. But I got to get back to that because for a little bit during my weight loss, it was easy for me to be like, yeah, you know, I'm kicking butt at this, and just to own it. And that's something with this regain that went away, like my confidence in myself. And I'm going to try to be better about accepting compliments. And when people are like, oh, you're killing it, not to be like, no, I'm not. To just own it. Because this week I have worked really hard. For one thing, I'm doing a step bet that actually the competition part starts Monday. If you want to join us, just like send me a comment or something, let me know. Anna is doing it with me, and Chella. That kind of keeps me moving. That's what I like about that, because I'll do my workout and then I could sit the whole rest of the day and not move a muscle. But when I'm doing a step bet, that makes me walk more. So I definitely did that this week. But the biggest change for me, easily, is I've been doing the gallon challenge. If you've never heard of that, it's basically where you just drink a gallon of water a day. It's 128 ounces. I think it ends up being 8 or 9 water bottles. But I track it every day on Instagram. You know, by 1 o'clock, I'll show you how many I have in. By 4 o'clock, by 8 o'clock. It has made such an impact, as you can see on the scale, in how I feel. Like, I joke and say that water gives you superpowers, because I feel like I could run a marathon and then once I cross the finish line, climb Mount Everest. This is the best I have felt in such a long time. I'm somebody who always drinks water. Like, I don't drink anything else. So I think I just sort of assumed that I was getting enough hydration. Not even close. Because my body actually doesn't tell me that I'm thirsty all that often. I think that might be a weight loss surgery thing. I'm trying to pinpoint really when that happened, because I've always been a water drinker. I don't think I had ever, like when I was 12 years old, I gave up soda. Pop is what I call it. And I haven't really drank it since, like maybe a Sprite every now and again, but because of my kidney issues, I gave most of that up at 12 years old. So I was always a water drinker, but I think sometime after my surgery, I couldn't drink as much for a little while. And then I don't know, like I do not feel thirsty. So I have to force this gallon in, but I'm really, really glad. I will tell you, by day 3, it starts getting a little easier. Your body starts wanting that water. Like today would be day 7 for me on the gallon challenge, and I'm thirsty right now. First time I have felt that in a long time, but I really, really recommend doing it, you guys, especially if you're at least, a year or more out. If you're very soon after your weight loss surgery, it would kind of be impossible, to be honest, to get that much water. But 4 years out, I can do it. I really think after a year, year and a half, I really, really suggest it. Don't just do it one day. Do it a couple days and tell me how you feel. I feel amazing. Also, your belly feels really full, so you're not going to be snacking around, and you're going to be too busy peeing to snack around, so that really helps too. Another thing is I've been really consistent with my nutrition. I've been really consistent with tracking it. That's the big thing for me. I just do it in my FitnessPal. And I'm doing really good about, even if I buy something, I need to track it. That's something that I fell away from tracking, period, to be honest. And then, when I slowly started getting back into tracking, I would track my meals. But like if I try to buy something, I wouldn't. So I'm trying to do really good about putting down every single thing I eat. I'm still eating on a high protein, low carb, low fat diet. And for me, because I don't have a gallbladder, cutting out a lot of the fat has helped a lot of my stomach problems. The biggest thing I miss is cheese. I have tried to eat a lot less cheese. Now, I'm not giving up dairy completely. Cheese is my favorite food. But I do think I suffer a little bit with a lactose intolerance because my stomach just stayed so bloated and kind of uncomfortable. In the past couple weeks, it hasn't felt like that. And then as far as low fat, I've been eating a lot of turkey substitutes, like turkey kielbasa. Oh my goodness. I did a what I eat in a day, and that's basically kind of how I eat all week. Really low fat, really high protein, really low carb. And I've been paying attention to how my body reacts. I really, really want to hit between 90 and 110 grams of protein every day, because I have noticed that, like, say on Tuesday, I don't get that much protein. Wednesday, I'm starving to death. I'm like snacking all day. I can't control my hunger. So I've really, really paid a lot of attention to that. And it's so funny. It's almost like a bariatric surgeon would tell me to drink a lot of water and focus on my protein. I can't help but laugh at myself, because that is the basic. I think pretty much everybody's surgeon told them that, right? Like, focus on your protein. Make sure your protein is higher than any other macros, and drink a lot of water. And somehow in 4 years you get away from that. But who knew? Like, all this medical school, and they're right. Like, I feel fantastic. I know a lot of it is mental, because I have not seen that scale go down in, it had been almost a full year. So that gives me a boost, seeing the scale go down. A lot of it is just treating my body better. Water is good for you. Protein is good for you. I feel like I'm giving my body exactly what it wants. I feel really unstoppable right now, and I really, really missed feeling that way. So yeah, now I just want to be consistent. Like I said, this was a huge loss. I am not expecting that. If next week I come on here and I've just lost 1 pound, please let me lose at least 1 pound. I will be tickled to death, because consistency is really the biggest thing. I don't just want to lose a bunch of weight really quick and then continue to keep struggling to keep it off. I really want to be consistent, lose the weight this time, you know, pay a little bit more attention to maintenance. And yeah, so thank you all for listening to me. Thank you all for supporting me. I've had so much support with this Regain, and that means a lot, because Regain is really difficult to come on here and talk about. It is. We are not failures because we had Regain, but you get a little in your head about it. But weight gain is normal, and struggling to lose it is normal, and I'm just really glad that something is working for me. I'm going to continue to do the gallon challenge. I have no set time limit because it makes me feel so fantastic that I hope I can do it most days, truly. I think that's everything I wanted to say. If you all want to follow me on Instagram, it is the same username. I'm also on TikTok. TikTok, I just do a lot of recipes. It's really easy to post them on there. Instagram, I post everything. You know, all day long, I'm posting what I'm eating. I'm posting, you know, water checks, how I'm feeling that day, all that kind of stuff. But I really, really like being back on YouTube. I do. Maybe that's part of my, you know, kicking in to finally start losing this weight too. I love you guys. Thank you for your support, and I will see you next week. I will say I am very close to my first goal, which was to be back in the 160s. I'm 170.4, so very close. See y'all next week.